Joining me now is Dustin McClellan, once again the founder and CEO of the Pontiac Community Foundation, as the foundation is partnering with multiple local businesses and major businesses in the city of Pontiac to benefit the youth in the community and the greater community as well. Dustin, thank you for being with us again.
Tyler, it's so great to be back with you here on the MegaCast, and appreciate your highlighting our work in Pontiac and what's happening in Pontiac from a broad sense as well.
Yeah, Pontiac is continuing to have a major resurgence. They're doing great things, and your organization definitely is building a lot of those partnerships and benefiting people all across the board in the city. So for those that aren't familiar, Dustin, with the Pontiac Community Foundation, or they haven't seen you on this program before and heard you talk about it, can you just give a brief overview of what the foundation is, and you as the founder, what the mission of the Pontiac Community Foundation is?
Absolutely. I appreciate that, Tyler. You know, we are proud to be celebrating 4 years of operation in the city of Pontiac. And our mission is to engage philanthropy, leadership, and collaboration to tackle Pontiac's most pressing issues. When we founded the organization, we felt as though there needed to be a body in the city serving as a neutral convener, a collaborator, a thought partner, a group being a catalyst for change in Pontiac. And so we set out to do just that, and we're proud about the success we've been able to accomplish through all of the ups and downs of the last 4 years with COVID-19 and our small businesses being in need and continuing to reach youth and seniors and families in the city. And of course, our ultimate vision is to see Pontiac as the premier place to live, work, and play, that the residents here would have a strong quality of life and be able to have all of the amenities and resources they need to thrive.
We're joined by Dustin McClellan, the founder and CEO of the Pontiac Community Foundation. And Dustin, last time that you had joined us back in October, the foundation at that time had begun a partnership with Reimagine Recreation as well as United Wholesale Mortgage to put forth some renovations on the UWM Sports Complex. Can you talk about the work that's been done at the sports complex and also the benefit that facility has to the youth in Pontiac and surrounding areas?
Absolutely. We're so grateful for the United Wholesale Mortgage team, the Reimagine Recreation team, for as they have taken on this sports complex that was formerly the Ultimate Soccer Arenas. They said, we're going to continue operations for entities that play for pay, if you will, or pay for play, if you will, but we're also going to make sure that we have slots in their regular schedule for community members. And so we work diligently to connect them with community organizations, nonprofits, sports teams that had a need for a recreation space. And there are a number of entities that are operating out of the sports complex now. They've done a wonderful renovation of the facility, a brand new basketball and multi-court sports space. And it will soon be announcing some other entities that'll be moving into that space. I know that our city has been invited to use the space for the city's youth recreation program. And so it's an amazing opportunity for our local residents to be in a state-of-the-art facility. And we're so grateful for UWM's ongoing work in the city of Pontiac.
And on top of that, another important element that may be overlooked is that having a complex like the UWM Sports Complex there and having those opportunities for kids in the community, it also provides them with transportation back and forth, which can be critical. And for a lot of kids, either their parents or themselves are not able to have that reliable transportation from point A to point Z during their entire day, and this provides that opportunity and bridges that gap. Can you talk a little bit about the foundation's role in establishing those transportation partnerships to benefit not just the kids in Pontiac, but also adults and others in Pontiac as well that may be struggling with transportation?
Absolutely, Tyler. You know, we estimate that roughly 17% of Pontiac residents are without transportation. And so that's regular transportation to doctor's appointments and grocery stores, and of course to after school programs and youth recreation. And so we worked with M1 Concourse, that is also right on the south side of the city near UWM, to create a new initiative for transportation that we've entitled M1 Mobility. And the whole goal of that program was to partner our nonprofit philanthropic entity with M1 Concourse, that wanted to have a greater charitable arm to provide transportation solutions for Pontiac residents through a shuttle service. And so we've started by working with after-school programs that need to utilize facilities like UWM so that we can ensure that children have access to those programs. And we're so grateful for UWM's partnership and Concourse's partnership in that. We actually just this week had a vehicle donated by UWM to further extend the program, and we're excited about adding other needs onto that. And we have had a tremendous outpouring from community organizations and community members saying, hey, this is a need that we have across the city for senior services, for returning citizens, for a wide variety of those that are here in our city that have this need. And so we've just scratched the surface, and we look forward to expanding to meet that need on a wide scale here in the city.
We're joined by Dustin McClellan, founder and CEO of the Pontiac Community Foundation. You can learn more information on their website, pontiaccommunityfoundation.org. That's pontiaccommunityfoundation.org. And so in putting forth this program and partnering with the M1 Concourse and with other partners in the city on this transportation issue, both for the kids and for the adults and the general public, in doing so and analyzing the transportation situation in the city of Pontiac and in its neighboring areas where people are venturing in and out of Pontiac for work, for recreation, for other important purposes as well. When analyzing all that and with your partners coming up with this plan, what realization did you come to of just how much of an issue transportation is in a general sense for the population in Pontiac and surrounding areas? Even though it is a city that is a growing city, and it's a city that is very much on the comeback, it can be tough for people in cities like Pontiac and other cities of its size and major cities in the U.S. to have that basic transportation infrastructure there. And so where did you kind of realize along the way that this was such a great need in the city?
Yeah, that's a great question, Tyler. You know, as I mentioned, roughly 17% of Pontiac residents don't have regular access to transportation. And we're grateful for organizations like SMART that help begin to help those that are in need. But we, along with M1 Concourse, met with a lot of our nonprofit organizations, a lot of our civic organizations, our community leaders. And the recurring theme that came from those leaders was the need for transportation. And we know that this has been a hot button topic in Pontiac and Oakland County for many, many years. And as we talked with our partners at M1 Concourse, we said, you know what, we may not be able to solve the entire issue, but we can make a dent in it. And instead of doing more studies and more conversations, we said, let's jump right in. And so that's why this after-school shuttle service is so valuable, and the other tiers we'll add to the program will be valuable, because our work at the Pontiac Community Foundation has constantly been about bringing solutions that help everyday residents on a regular basis, and we hope to continue doing that through this initiative and others.
We're joined by Dustin McClellan, founder and CEO of the Pontiac Community Foundation. Learn more on their website, pontiaccommunityfoundation.org. And Dustin, in addition to your work, of course, with the foundation, you've also done more important work in the city as well, being part of the 13-member transition team for the new incoming Mayor Tim Greimel, who recently took office. We actually have him coming up next on the MegaCast. We have him in the Zoom now, so we'll bring him in just briefly as well. So, and while we do that, talk about being a part of that transition team and the importance of your role and the other 12 members' role in making that a smooth transition from Mayor Waterman, the previous mayor's administration in the city, to Mayor Greimel's administration now in the city, especially given the momentum of Pontiac in the past several months and certainly in the past several years.
Well, Tyler, you hit the nail on the head there. We're really at a crossroads as a city, and we have tremendous opportunity right now, right before us. So many resources pouring in, unfortunately, but also fortunately, because of COVID, we have an opportunity to make broader investments into our city. We have the two businesses we mentioned, UWM and M1 Concourse, along with others. And now we've elected a new mayor who is serious about moving forward the priorities that everyday residents have, like getting the basic business of the city done properly and at a high level. And alongside of him being elected, we have a brand new council in its entirety that is also saying, we're ready to roll up our sleeves. We're going to put aside the issues of the past and move forward in making a difference in the city. And so myself, along with tremendous group of individuals that are on this transition team, have been working diligently along with the administration to lay out all of the plans, all of the strategies, all of the action items that need to happen over the next year and over the next 4 years. And we're excited to do that work and hand that off to the administration as they seek to move the city forward in a very, very positive and substantive direction. And we are excited about it. The community is excited about it. And there's a palpable energy. And we look forward to all of the good change that's going to happen in the days ahead.
And Mayor Grimal, for you, just briefly, while we have you on with Dustin, having him and having those other 12 members of your transition team in place, especially given Dustin's role with the Pontiac Community Foundation that is doing such important work in the city, how important is it to have those pillars of the community be taking a serious part in the role of transitioning the previous mayor's administration to your administration, not only to make a smooth transition in leadership from the programs and initiatives that had been put forth and been in progress from the previous administration, but also, like Dustin said, to lay the groundwork and lay out the map for your administration's initiatives going forward and plans for continuing to build a great future in Pontiac?
It's absolutely essential, Tyler. It really is critical work that the transition team is doing. I'm very fortunate to have such a talented leader like Dustin being the chair of the transition team. But I'm also fortunate to have, and the community's fortunate, more importantly, to have a tremendously talented group of people on the transition team. These are folks who include community activists, faith leaders, people with in-depth human resource professional backgrounds. It includes business leaders here in the local community. It's a very diverse group by every measure, including and especially professional background, professional experience. And the community is very fortunate to have these very talented folks who are dedicating an enormous amount of their time to making sure that this transition works effectively and smoothly. And perhaps even more importantly, laying the groundwork for policy proposals and other longer-term solutions that will deliver results for the community so that we're investing in our young people, making sure that we're improving the quality of life for everyone and expanding economic opportunity for all.
Mayor Grimal, thank you. We'll be back with you in just a couple of minutes. Before we let you go, Dustin, I just want to touch on, you were recently recognized by Crain's Detroit Business as part of their Elite 40 Under 40 in Metro Detroit. Can you talk about the honor, what it means for you personally, as well as the recognition and how that brings awareness to the great work that's being done by the Pontiac Community Foundation?
I was delighted and a little surprised to receive the award from Crain's Business Detroit, and excited and honored to receive the award personally. But more importantly, I think Crain's was excited to highlight Pontiac, highlight the work we're doing, highlight the leaders in Pontiac. And, you know, the whole reason, one of the major reasons we started the Pontiac Community Foundation is because Pontiac has historically been overlooked, historically been marginalized, historically been disadvantaged. And I'm excited to be a small part of ensuring that Pontiac is on the map in southeastern Michigan and even beyond that on the world stage, because we have a world-class city with world-class residents, and our future is very bright.
Dustin, thank you very much for joining us. Appreciate your time and telling us about these great initiatives. Of course, the improvements that have been made at the United Wholesale Mortgage Sports Complex, as well as the transportation program in partnership with M1 Concourse. Thank you.
Thank you, Tyler. Always great to be with you.